So, if you're anything like me, you've been getting all kinds of triggered throughout your life. And honestly, really, society and people in general, they do their best to kind of avoid getting triggered and avoid triggering situations and kind of place the whole phenomenon in a negative box of this is a bad thing. And sure, it's a bad thing to be experiencing something that you don't like. That's not great, right? But, honestly, I feel like not hardly many people realize how genuinely amazing it is to become triggered. And, the money, I can't even... I can't even get started right now. Do you have any idea? So, okay, so you know how the entire world exists and there's money, right? And everything practically revolves around money and basically people exist because they want to be happy, and so they pay money basically to people to live a better and happier life, right? So that's the crux of everything that we do. The most important, the most sought after thing, is self-improvement, self-betterment, a happy, fulfilled lifestyle, all that jazz. And you don't gotta go buy it. You don't gotta go out there and spend money. You don't gotta go seek it out. You just gotta live your life and get triggered. Because your triggers are your ticket to your best life. They really, really are. And some people understand that, some people don't. Maybe if you don't, you're here for this video, and that's great. It's because I'm here to explain it. So it's really, really, really simple. When you understand that you're the one who's creating your reality, you are. You're creating your reality. And everything is a byproduct of your frequency, your belief systems, your focus. The energy that you're giving out is the energy that you're, getting back. That's just a objective law of reality, is that what you put out is what you get back. So when you're getting triggered, what's going on there is that it's a belief system being activated in that moment, being so clearly shown to you, so you can let go of it, finally. But that's the thing, is like I was talking about earlier, people are so avoidant of it, and they label it as such a bad experience that instead of extracting a lesson or learning from it, they kind of almost double down on it by trying to push it away or, get away from it. And I'm going to give you a clear example for this phenomenon, basically. I've actually given this example on a video before, but I remember distinctly being one time I was in a, kind of a club scenario, and it was on Halloween, and a girl had come up to me and started talking to me. And what happened? I got triggered. Oh, triggered. All those not good enough belief systems, they swell up, or they did swell up in that scenario for me. They came up, and I felt not good enough. And then I ruined the situation. I screwed myself over. Because instead of talking to the person and, having maybe a good exchange or experience, maybe making a new relationship, who knows? What did I do? I clammed up and I didn't engage, and then I squandered the opportunity. Let that sink in. Do you understand the gravity of what that whole thing that just happened there? Because that was a real life situation for me. And that was like a fork in the road. A crossroads. Like Marvel's What If, right? How there's these completely different realities all based off of the decision of one person, Completely different timeline, So here I am right now in this timeline where I didn't talk to that person, where I decided to continue to choose to be the old me who is not good enough, who, oh, girls don't like me, they wouldn't, or I'm not good enough, or what do I say, and oh, blah, 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 blah. Or I could have gone with the timeline where I just maybe pushed past that. Maybe I was nervous. Maybe my voice shaked a little, but I did take action and I did talk to that person. And I don't know, maybe it didn't happen. Maybe there was just a conversation, or maybe it kept going and maybe there was a great relationship. Who's to say? There's a myriad of potential timelines. But do you see how the trigger was the opportunity? Because that triggering moment was that moment in time when that belief system was activated and being ready to be let go of. It was when it was most intensely activated and in your face, and when you felt it the most. Because I distinctly remember it. It was so vivid. The intensity of the feeling of not enoughness, and it felt like shit. It felt so bad because it's not true, because I am good enough. And that's why it felt so bad to sit there and reject myself, to tell myself I can't, I won't, It was so real. And it's those moments when that intensity of that feeling that's when it's so primed to be let go of. And like how I'm talking about, how like everyone, the world revolves around money, and basically like people just pay exorbitant amounts of money to better their lives and to live a happier lifestyle and etc. And they could just be turning to their triggers instead of, avoiding them. Because your triggers are literally the most number one golden ticket, most efficient, I'm talking efficiency, quick, fast, and painless path of least resistance to where you want to go. Because you're going to have to go through your triggers. You're not going to get to where you're going by any other means other than through them. Okay? And I know it can be difficult sometimes because this is an illusionary reality where you really forget who you are. You forget the fact that you are God and that you're connected to everything and that you are love, you are loved, and that's just it. So you kind of forget that. So it's easy to buy into this simulation, this, illusion, this story. And then to, especially as time goes on, you kind of learn to believe in yourself a little bit less. So it can be challenging sometimes to confront a trigger. But even that, I use the word challenging, the word difficult or hard, those kinds of things, that comes from the belief system. It's like, it doesn't want you to let go of it, so it's like, hey, it's hard to let go of me. You're gonna have such a difficult time letting go of me. It's gonna be so arduous and lengthy, and it's gonna be this big, long process of healing and letting go. And it's gonna take so long. No, it's not. It's gonna take as long as it takes for you to realize that it's illogical to, rub a poop into your hair or something, Like, you just don't do that, right? Because it's illogical. Doesn't make sense. Why would you do it? So when you know that choosing to think that you are not good enough is as illogical as doing something as absurd as that, that's when you're going to stop doing it. But if you're still doing it, you're still getting triggered, you still believe that it serves you to believe that you're not good enough. So while you may logically accept and understand that you are good enough, the fact that you might be getting triggered into believing that you're not good enough is showing you still, it's still deeply rooted in there, and you still have something to examine, a belief to examine. Why does it serve you? What are you getting out of it? Why do you think it serves you? What's the worst thing that could happen if you were to just, move through the trigger and be yourself? I mean, so like, yeah, you want the answer to life. You live it. You just go out there, you know, you live your life. It's easy. You know, you're happy to live your life. You're happy to go and do things. So do it, okay? Life happens. You're gonna get triggered. That's going to happen. Welcome it with open arms. And I mean, you're not going to be perfect at it right away, okay? It takes, you know, some getting used to, you know, approaching it with a new perspective instead of like, oh no, this is bad. You know, it's not bad. No, like, yeah, I got triggered. You know, like, I got angry. This person, they pissed me off. Hell yeah. Now I get to recognize that, oh no, I actually want to be a peaceful, loving, happy person. I don't want to be that anymore. So I'm not going to judge myself, but this is an opportune moment to examine why I did that and how to basically just, you know, let go of it, because it's obviously stupid. Like, what does it matter? It doesn't. When you really, really get down to it, it doesn't matter. There's no good reason for a negative emotion, you know, past any, you know, few seconds. Obviously, you're going to react negatively to, you know, an objectively bad situation. But, you know, if you hold on to it, that's when it's bad. But really, like, if you realized how easily you could get to such an extraordinary life so simply by reacting, actually responding instead of reacting, you know, like reacting differently, responding instead of reacting. Like in that moment, instead of choosing to be the lesser me, I could have chose to be the better me. I could have chose to be this version of me that I see inside of myself, who's confident and sexy and capable and just amazing and alluring and attractive and so many great things. So like, that's why that trigger was coming up for me, is because that is who I am. That is that sexy, amazing person. That is who I am. That is who every person is. Every person. That's who they are. But, you know, we all, like I, you know, we got, you know, we kind of stopped believing that about ourselves. So despite the objectively true fact that we are all, you know, amazing people, it's like we have invested so heavily into that not good enough. So it's like it just goes to show how drastically different, and I mean radically different, your life could be if you were to make different choices based off of, you know, belief systems that are in congruency with who you are. Like, I am confident, I am sexy, I am rich, I am safe, I am abundant, all of the above, you know, not fear, not I'm not good enough, not I'm unsafe, not they're out to get me, not people don't like me, none of that, no. And honestly, you know, if you're not gonna act on, like, pushing through a trigger and, you know, choosing something different, then life really isn't going to give you much opportunity to do so. So it's, you know, you go and you shut yourself out from the world. Maybe you sit inside a lot. Well, you're not going to get much opportunity to expose yourself to things and to get triggered, you know? So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with sitting around. I sit around all the dang time. I love being lazy, but you really do got to get out there. You got to expose yourself to life, you know? You got to get triggered. Do you want to live the life that you're living right now? I really ask you that. This day-to-day experience that you're in right now, is this it? Is it it? If you were to find out that you're going to die of cancer in a week, what would you do? Would you change something? How would you feel about where you're at right now? And the habits that you're doing and the person that you're being. I know you got this in you. And as always, you know, like the video if you enjoyed watching. Check out some of my other content, and thank you for watching.